So it's very special to be here at the White House Hanukkah celebration, and we feel especially blessed because centerpiece tonight is a menorah from our synagogue in New Orleans, one that went through utter devastation August 29th, 2005 with Hurricane Katrina. It was found by members of the synagogue in the weeks after the storm. It was completely filled with filth and muck and mud and sewage and waste. It was broken, bended, and members of the synagogue took it and had it restored, and it became a very powerful symbol of hope for us, just like the ancient story of Hanukkah, where the Jews came to a temple which was destroyed and overrun, and they found just small things that could remind them of their past and propel them into their future. And this menorah that's behind us that we'll light tonight here at the White House is a menorah for us that symbolizes our historic past. We're over a 100-year-old synagogue in New Orleans, and yet our commitment to rebuild for our future, despite the fact that 12 feet of water inundated our synagogue during Hurricane Katrina and destroyed everything we owned, 7 Torahs, 3,000 books, and of course this menorah. But it's been restored and it looks beautiful, and we're happy to be here for the lighting.
The lamp was made in a displaced persons camp after World War II in Germany in 1945, and it has an inscription which dedicates it to General Joseph T. McNarney. He was the head of all of the European theater of operations beginning in 1945 and was responsible for the displaced persons camps, and they dedicated this lamp to him. On the base are 4 Hebrew letters which stand for "A great miracle happened there." It's an expression that we use during Hanukkah. Here were people who had been liberated from tremendous oppression, and the story of Hanukkah celebrates exactly the same thing 2,000 years ago. When we got the call from the White House that they wanted this lamp, we were just so honored to be able to bring this lamp because we know it has such a special story that really relates to the history of this country and the military and the wonderful role that they have played. I imagine that the person who made this probably could not imagine that it would end up in the White House. I don't know what happened to that person. We don't know where they are, but I'm sure that they would be incredibly proud to know that something that they crafted with their hands out of the ashes of World War II is proudly being displayed and looked at by the President of the United States.
It's a light. It was designed by Manfred Anson, who was born in Germany in 1922. And as a child, he lived through the horrors of Kristallnacht and later lost a brother to the Holocaust. But Manfred escaped, and like the Maccabees at the center of the Hanukkah story, he fought against tyranny, serving in the Australian Army during World War II. And like the Maccabees, after the war was over, he sought a place where he could live his life and practice his religion free from fear. So for Manfred and millions like him, that place was ultimately America. And Manfred passed away last year, but during his life he designed this special menorah with a model of the Statue of Liberty at the base of each candle. I don't know if you've noticed that. In a few moments, all 9 Lady Liberties will be shining, a reminder that our country endures as a beacon of hope and of freedom, wherever you come from, whatever your faith. And that beacon stays bright because of families like the ones that will join me in lighting the menorah this evening, the Schmitters. Now, Dad, Jake, could not be here because he's deployed in Afghanistan. But we are joined by his wonderful wife, Drew, his daughters, Lainey and Kylie. Go ahead and wave, guys. So Drew, Lainey, Kylie, I want you to know how proud we are of not only your dad, but also of you. And we're so grateful the sacrifices that you make on behalf of our country every single day. And tonight we give thanks to all the men and women in uniform and for their families. They make tremendous sacrifices on our behalf of our freedom and our security, not only of us, but our allies and friends around the world, including our friends in the State of Israel. And the commitment and the courage of our men and women in uniform and their families is itself a miracle for which we give thanks. As the Festival of Lights draws to a close, let's take one last chance to think about all the miracles we've been lucky enough to experience in our own lives. They're small miracles, like the invention of the Menorah. And then there are big miracles, like the chance to be a part of this great country. The first day of Hanukkah and Thanksgiving won't overlap again for more than 70,000 years. So it's safe to say that this was a once-in-a-lifetime event.